Hey guys, and welcome back. I wanted to walk you through a lower body only workout as I'm currently doing them with the Visionbody suit. But first I wanted to address something. Make sure that your EMS pack is on the suit before you turn it on. Because these EMS packs are made to work with different types of suits, with the power pants, for girls, it has to be attached to the suit to know what setting it's going to start up in. So you go to start it up, make sure it's on the suit. Otherwise, you will get some funky stuff happening when you go into the app. So first off, it is good to obviously, get warmed up when you start in the suit. I still am spraying the suit down. Have been playing with continuous mode, and I actually really like it. It is the same impulse as you would get in a rep mode where you can change the rep to 20 seconds and then 10 seconds a break and then 20 seconds on again. Continuous mode is like taking that 20 seconds of rep length and basically making it as long as you want. So what I've been doing is, instead of trying to fit my exercise into a 20-second window, I've just been starting the continuous mode and then doing my reps until I get to failure in that exercise, until I'm just exhausted in my muscles, and then hitting pause. Now, one thing that you have to be careful with this is you need to lower it back down. If you're gonna take more than a 10-second break, you need to lower that setting back down before you start it again, because it will hit too hard. You don't wanna be at 40% in your legs, do your entire exercise, and then take like a 2-minute break, and then switch to go do a different exercise with your legs, and then kick it back to 40%, because you will it will be too much. Your mind muscle control is gonna be reset. So you're gonna wanna take that back down to like 30%, and then over the first 10, 15 seconds, dial it back up to where you want it to be, or just during the entire continuous section of it, be dialing it up as your legs allow. So I'm gonna go to start training. You gotta go through all the stuff that says don't do stupid stuff. So you see how in basic it says continuous 1. I always bring the rep coming on soft so that it doesn't hit you too fast. And then it's just 20 minutes. Okay, so I've been I do a little bit of warm up to get the blood circulating a little bit, but then I also warm up with the continuous. So once I hit start, I will select my lower body, which is the only part of the suit I've wetted down. And then I hit start, and then it allows me to go up. So I'm starting to feel the tingles. I am getting muscle stimulation right now. Now it's full on in my quads, my hamstrings, and my glutes are all dialed. Okay, so I'm gonna do a warm up with this right now. Get my blood further moving, do my deep squats like this. So what's nice about this is it's continuous. I'm at a minute 10, the rep is still going. I'm starting to feel like the settings I'm at right now are not high enough. I'm gonna wait for my knees to stop popping as I do this. So to give you an idea here, it is still going, it's still flexing my muscles, and see, we're still at a minute 40, just passing a minute 50, and the rep is still going. So this is a great way to control how long you're under tension. I'm gonna push pause because I'm starting to get out of breath. In muscle building, if you want to actually put on muscle, there's a lot of studies that show whether you're going to like 10 reps and going to failure, or you're going to 30 reps and you're going to failure, you will get the same muscle building. You'll get the same hypertrophy. Safer to go to failure with lower weight, more reps. Like in the gym, going to failure is a little scary, right? Because if I'm doing squats and I don't have a spotter, going down with weight on your back to where you can't get back up, that's freaking scary. What's great about the suit is you need to go to failure. If you're at a lower level and you're wanting to build up your quads and your hamstrings and your glutes, this is what's great about separating out the lower and upper body from my perspective. I can focus on my legs. I can get my legs to failure. So now, if I'm also wanting to do upper body at the same time, Well, now I've got a lot to focus on, right? And yes, I am building muscle, I am doing some of it, but you're not gonna get the same results as if I focus on my legs, get them to failure, and then separately a different day, focus on my upper body and get the parts that I want to go to failure. I can run it in continuous mode. I can do just standing squats until I can't come up from the bottom, right? And because my upper body's not activated, I have like full, easy control of the app, right? So now I can hit pause anytime. So I would be hesitant to use continuous mode at any sort of higher levels if you're doing a full body and you're trying to do full body workout stuff, because, you know, if I go to failure and I can't move or I'm having trouble doing stuff, it's going to be hard for me to really run this. Also, continuous mode is a little bit less easy to use with that mind muscle control. When you don't have your breaks limited to 10 seconds and you can take a 2-minute break, coming back onto your next rep is going to hit you like a freight train. So you do need to dial down the level before you start your next exercise, okay? So, and the same goes for upper body. If I'm going to, you know, do my warm up to where I can start using some weights and I'm doing upper body, I tried continuous mode, right? And I can grab these, and yes, I have more than 5 pounds at this point, but I can do my arm curls on continuous mode. And I did this, and I get to where I can't even lift these weights up, right? And then I can do them until that point, and then I can set them down, right? Push pause, and then I can give my body a chance to recover. Then I can grab these weights again, and now I can do just shoulder presses until failure. So I can sit there and do these shoulder presses until I'm sitting there trying to get these up. So I've found that is a pretty phenomenal way to get yourself to failure in the muscles and maximize your hypertrophy training with the suit. I've noticed I can get to failure better when I focus on just a smaller amount of muscle groups. You know, whether it's the Katalyst suit or the Visionbody suit, I can get to failure where, yes, I'm kind of at failure probably in certain muscle groups in a full 20-minute workout, but I'm not making sure that I'm at failure in my legs in, say, a normal workout in Katalyst using the full body, because I'm not focused on that. So anyhow, I'm gonna start my lower body workout. I'm gonna kick them to a slightly higher level, and I'm gonna go into my standing squats. I'm gonna kick it up. And I'm trying to go deep. I want a full range of motion. When I lifted weights, I was really nervous about going deep because I've always been nervous about my knees and lower back under load. But now I don't have to worry about it because I don't have load. Legs are close to freezing up. So I'm gonna work through that. Okay, my hamstrings are saying the connection is bad, so this is what I've been doing. If you don't have a Katalyst bottle, right, you gotta find something like this online if you're going to want to wet the pads down. Extremely close to freezing up. Ooh. Because I did not dial it down, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Ooh. Recommend that you push yourself. Obviously, if you can't move your legs, you're dialed too high. If it's starting to feel easy, you need to dial it up. Given the studies showing that you can go higher reps and get the same hypertrophy, I don't think that outside of increasing strength through mind-muscle connection, I don't know if dialing it up to uncomfortable levels is going to gain you more hypertrophy. It will gain you increased strength. I am just burning. There's failure. Ooh. So see, that was much longer than a 20-second rep. Get to where you're at failure, push pause. Now I'm gonna dial it back like a third, as close to where you started in your warm-ups, and then dial it up as you're doing your exercise. I found that's harder with upper body, especially if you're using a weight, because the weight is in your other hand. What I try to do is I start my rep before I grab the weights. I'm kind of doing it without weights, dialing it to where I feel like it's activating the muscles pretty well, and then I grab the weights. Okay, so now that I've done squats to failure, I will start into lunges. So again, I'm dialed back to 30% on here. I'm going to hit start. It's going to dial up the muscles slowly because I left it on soft. They are now full on. So I'm gonna dial, see, going to failure is tough. So now I'm going to do squats or lunges. Almost a failure. Pretty much went to failure there. So now you just hit pause. I probably did, I would say, I don't know, probably close to 10 lunges on each leg. Under a 20-second rep, I can get 8. So that's 4 each leg, right? So that's what I'm seeing as the benefit to continuous mode, is that I'm able to get myself to that failure point faster. So yes, it's time efficient, but also I don't have to worry about the rep ending halfway through a lunge. If timing wise, I can only get 7 lunges. Well, now the concern would be, subconsciously, am I constantly starting with my dominant leg? So am I starting with my left leg every time? Well, now I'm getting 4 reps on my left leg, 3 on my right. So what's great about continuous mode is that even if I subconsciously start on that same leg, I am going to equalize the reps on both legs over time. I'm not concerned about cramping up because my hydration that I do, I'm also eating quite a few more vegetables, so I'm getting a lot more potassium and magnesium. I tell you what, my quads are on fire. Between the squats and the lunges, extremely simple workout, right? But I am pretty much close to being done for my lower body workout. I am dieting, so my energy level is a lot less than it normally would be. Man, my legs are no joke, on serious fire. So now, let me just finish this up before my legs decide that they're not happy with me. I'm going to dial it back down to 30. I'm going to kick it back on, go into a more glute specific workout, which is I bend my knees a little bit, and we're gonna do a stiff-legged deadlift. So I'm gonna go down to full stretch in my glutes. I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna squeeze at the top. Squeeze my butt at the top. I might have to cut this part out if I'm thrusting my hips forward a bit too much for you guys on YouTube. But I've found that this really gets my glutes firing pretty good. And again, I saved this for last because my legs are totally shot. Oh yeah, I can get a lot better stretch at the bottom with the dumbbells. If you're flexible, you might want to do these while standing on a platform so that you can get lower with the stretch. The other thing you want to make sure you do is your lower back, and I'll find out if my posture is good or not as soon as I do editing. You want to make sure your lower back stays nice and straight through this. And again, I'll do this to failure. So again, my mind muscle control is again higher, so I'm gonna dial it up to what I was doing on my lunges. And that is hitting hard. But again, I wanna go to failure in this, and there's not a lot of movement outside your glutes. and your hamstrings, it's not using quite the same muscle groups as you were using for your squats and your lunges, but I love this for a burnout. Oh, that's failure. I'm at failure in my legs. Like when you go to bend your knees and you feel like you're gonna collapse to the ground, that's a solid amount of failure. I'm at failure in my full squat, just body weight. If I had the machine going or I had the suit going, I would be able to do it because it's forcing more muscle fibers to be activated because the suit's activating like 80-90% of your muscle fibers. Whereas with my mind muscle control, even though it's increased, I don't have access to 90% of my muscle fibers to do a squat. So the real awesome test of how many muscle fibers this is activating is I can run it on, 3/4 of my max for my legs, and I can do standing squats. I hit pause, I can't. So it's absolutely activating more muscle fibers than I can with my brain on my own, which is freaking cool. It's just a cool proof of concept, right? I know you guys are waiting for a Visionbody suit review. I actually really like the suit. I love the adaptability. Basically, it gives you finite control of every aspect of the way that you want to use EMS. So I think there's a little bit steeper of a learning curve if you've never done EMS before. I think the Katalyst suit's probably definitely a lot better as far as walking you into the process. And I'll say that the videos keep things really interesting. As you can see, when I do a Visionbody workout, it's the KISS principle, keep it simple, stupid. I basically just try to do some mass movement exercises that work out multiple muscle groups in that lower body, all on a road to failure. I don't have to do fancy stuff. I don't have to do a bunch of different tricky stuff. It's more boring, but it's also extremely fast. Like total time under load is maybe like 5-6 minutes. Workouts are extremely quick. Katalyst suit workouts are extremely quick too. I wouldn't overcomplicate the exercises you're going to be doing with this suit and have these kind of exercises in your back pocket for a Katalyst workout as well. Again, you can't do lunges. You can't do that over a 4-second rep. So that's where I say have a platform, do your single leg lunges with say just your right leg for 4 seconds for 10 full reps, and then switch legs. It is nice to be able to have time under tension be solid until failure. You're gonna get the same thing with your 20-second reps, 10-second stops. Because my heart rate's not high, because I'm just doing half my body at a time, I don't necessarily want a 10-second rep break. I can just run it for 90 seconds straight, get all my lunges done, bam. Now I hit pause. Again, I gotta lower my settings back down because your mind muscle control is not gonna be able to handle going back to full load right off the bat. Then start it back up, do your standing squats, right? Body weight squats. Again, have your arms out in front. It helps keep your upper body upright. If I don't have my arms out in front, then I've got to lean forward to center my weight. So this helps you keep your weight on your heels. My current favorite for burnouts is those stiff-legged deadlifts because honestly, they're easier. I would be tempted at that point for the stiff-legged deadlifts to maybe activate your lower back so that you can work out that entire section together. It would also help you probably keep your lower back posture correct in those for the exercise. And if you guys have any questions, email me. My email address is in the description below. It's austinafter40 all spelled out @gmail.com. I will at some point do a comparison video between the Katalyst and the Visionbody suit. What I can say with certainty right now is you will not be unhappy with either suit if you buy it. Until next time, guys, I'll see you soon.